Hello, Shri. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Shrerupa Roy, EBSB Club Coordinator, Nirmala College, your host and moderator for the event. Before we begin, announcements are usual, requesting all our participants on Zoom to kindly turn off your videos and mute your audios to ensure a seamless session and a live stream. Students may interact with us through the live stream chat on YouTube. Please leave your comments and queries in the chat box. Thank you everyone for joining us. Honorable Principals, Nirmala College, Ranchi and Carmel College, Goa, Dr. Sister Jyoti and Dr. Aldina Braganza, respected Vice Principal, Nirmala College, Sister Shobha, EBSB coordinators, Dr. Debjani Roy and Miss Ranisha Fernandez, EBSB Club Coordinator, Carmel College, Goa, Miss Vishakha Harmalkar, respected HODs and colleagues, and my dear students. A very warm welcome to the Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat online conclave being organized in association with our paired institution, Carmel College for Arts, Science and Commerce, Nuvem Goa. Through this conclave, we wish to celebrate the unity in diversity of our nation, to understand and appreciate the rich heritage and culture, customs and traditions of either states, and to create an environment that promotes learning between states by sharing our best practices and experiences, especially in tough times like COVID, thereby strengthening our unity and integrity. It is my honor to invite Dr. Aldina Braganza, Principal, Carmel College, Goa, to address the gathering. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here today. And on behalf of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat, Carmel College, I welcome each one of you to today's conclave and to today's function. I know it is one of the final functions. And on today's occasion, I would like to say that I'm very happy with this collaboration that we had, this relationship that we had with the Nirmala College, because through this program, we were able to, in the last year, develop a relationship that enriched us, not only academically, but also culturally, and I think most importantly, as buddies, and form new friends. Across cultures, our students and faculty connected. And I'm grateful for all the activities and enthusiastic participation on behalf of the Nirmala College Ranchi, in actively organizing along with Carmel College all these wonderful activities that so many students and faculty benefited. I really appreciate it, and they were such enriching, such different, varied topics. And I know during this COVID pandemic that you all made you made so many efforts so that the students don't feel left out, that the students feel included, and they form a bond in this manner through tough times. And I'm really, really grateful to the Ranchi College for collaborating with us, Nirmala College for collaborating with Carmel College. And I think both the college heads, have a need the Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat clubs in charge need a big round of applause for this wonderful work that you all have done. So thank you again very much. The principal, Dr. Jyoti Kishpota, welcome, and thank you for having me as part in this program, this conclave that you are organizing today. And I think it's such a pertinent topic given that we are all impacted by COVID. So we are going to be looking at our faculty speaking and having a panel discussion on this pertinent topics. So thank you very much for having me in the inaugural function, and I wish you all the very best. And I hope that this is not the end, but a beginning of a new relationship. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your gracious words, your appreciation, and good wishes. The year-long Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat activities took a smooth course under the continuous supervision, guidance, and patronage of our head of the institution. It is my privilege to welcome our Honorable Principal, Dr. Sister Jyoti, for her inaugural address and blessings for the event. Welcome, Sister.
Thank you, Dr. Srirupa. Respected Principal, Dr. Aldina, Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Goa. Respected Vice Principal, Sister Shobha, Nirmala College Ranchi. Our respected EBSB coordinators, Renisa Fernandez, Carmel College, Goa, and Dr. Debjani Roy, Nirmala College Ranchi. Our EBSB dynamic coordinators, club coordinators, that is Sri Rupa Roy, and Carmel College, Goa. Our today's esteemed panelists from pair institutions, Dr. Rashmimala Sahu, HOD Political Science, Dr. Anjana Singh, HOD Department of History, Nirmala College Ranchi, and Mrs. Tajini DeCosta, Department of Commerce, and Dr. Glanis, Carmel College, Goa. All respected faculty members, EBSB club members, dear students of paired institution, Carmel College, Goa, and Nirmala College, Ranchi. Wish you all a very warm and blessed good afternoon. I feel glad and feel privileged to be with you all. First of all, I thank the Almighty for giving us this grace-filled day with numerous blessings, joining two great institutions to exchange our well-being, our relationship. We thank the Lord for all that He has done through us during this 1 year's time. I also thank you for inviting me to be the part of this great event. It is my proud privilege and honor to participate in today's event, Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat online conclave organized by Nirmala College Ranchi in association with Carmel College Goa to mark, I believe, the EBSB relationship through this virtual meet of paired institution with Nirmala College, which is affiliated to Ranchi University Ranchi, a college with potential for excellence, accredited by NAC with grade A. I certainly feel that even during the COVID-19 pandemic period and subsequent lockdown, our EBSB clubs have been very active, very especially the coordinators to organize various activities through online, bringing all our faculty members and students. And today's event is one among them. I wish all success for the fruitful deliberations on the topic New Normal Coping Mechanism in COVID times. I am sure that we shall have a fruitful day today, actualizing the true spirit of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat. And that campaign which began and which has the objective, and we are able to meet, I am sure, to some extent. That is promoting the spirit of national integration, celebrating unity in diversity, and showcasing and learning rich heritage and culture. So far, number of activities have been organized even during this lockdown period. Our EBSB coordinators, Dr. Debjani Roy, Dr. Renisa Fernandez, our EBSB club coordinator, Dr. Surupa Roy, and entire EBSB team has been so active, dynamic, and creative in bringing creativity and innovation in carrying out their task in a very effective manner. A lot of efforts are made to strengthen the bonding of these two institutions. Yes, our EBSB coordinators are constant in touch to update the EBSB activities and to strengthen the bonding of our institutions. I wholeheartedly congratulate our EBSB coordinators and the entire EBSB team. And I acknowledge gratefully all that they have done during this 1 year of time, bringing the faculty members and the students together to feel this India, to have the feel of one Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat by organizing various activities. Before I conclude, I wish you all a very happy Dashara, Deepavali, Eid, and Chhat Puja. May God bless you all. Have a pleasant time today. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for your blessings and for all the appreciation. And thank you for always being such a constant source of support for all of us. Today's online conclave is actually comprised of two segments. The first one is the buddies meet of students, and second is the online panel discussion involving faculty members. Over the past 10 months, we have been organizing various events under the EBSB campaign following the directives of erstwhile MHRD, now Ministry of Education. At the institutional level, our EBSB club had conducted events like screening of short films in Konkani, quiz on Goa, online painting and creative writing competitions on Goa-based themes, online singing competition on songs of Goa, and online poster making competition for digital display board on Goa. Besides these, we had organized and participated in joint activities with our peered institution like video conferencing, webinars, and the Make Email Friend activity. In the Make Email Friend activity, students of Nirmala College Ranchi were paired with the students of Carmel College Goa to foster familiarity and friendship between them by exchanging cultural knowledge and creative ideas through emails about the different aspects of their state's rich heritage, besides learning the basics of each other's languages. I express my sincere gratitude to both the coordinators, Dr. Devjani and Ms. Ranisha, for the idea of Buddies Meet, which is an extension of the Make Email Friends activity. Now, before I announce the names of the participants of this Buddies Meet, may I request all our student participants, all our students who have created this video presentation for the Buddies Meet to kindly switch on your videos so that we can see you all. Nikki Angel Sorain from Nirmala College Ranchi, Priya Kumari from Carmel College Goa, and Mansi Dikshit from Nirmala College. Tameshwari Ingle from Carmel College Goa, and Alisha Khatun from Nirmala College. Ritusha Edmond Toppo from Carmel College Goa, and Manisha Beck from Nirmala College. Tanvi Kankonkar from Carmel College Goa, and Anjali Kumari from Nirmala College, Ranchi. From writing and reciting poems describing the beauty of their states to narrating the richness of each state's culture and heritage. With the creative project undertaken by our students of the two colleges, Buddies Meet intends to celebrate the idea of India as a nation wherein different cultural units across varied geographies coalesce and interact with each other. This glorious manifestation of linguistic, cultural, and religious diversity has enabled our students to imbibe the innate chord of nationhood. Let us sit back and enjoy the kaleidoscope of myriad hues of nature and life throbbing in our beautiful states, Goa and Jharkhand, through the creative vision of our dear students.
तुमका सांगलियांक माया मोगचो नवकार माझे नाम निक्की एंजल सॉरेन आणि हान निर्मला कॉलेजिंत शिकता हान तुमचे मुखारे कंटार घेऊन येता संथाली and कोंकणी भाषेंत. Today I am going to sing Santhali and Konkani song. Both the songs here are to keep the traditions alive and to understand the value of it. Rendin Mama is a song reflecting upon the quintessential part of our beloved coconut trees, and Jharkhand Disom Tabon is a song in Santhali about the beauty of Jharkhand and its forests. Jharkhand Disom Tabon Jonam Tuadari Sirichani Nyel Nyel Nyelo Suruj Leve Jharkhand Disom Tabon Jonam Tuadari Sirichani Nyel Nyel Nyelo Suruj Leve Leke 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 Virimaburu Kede dari nari Nyelo nungkai landai koler suna Leke birmaburu Kede dari nari Nyelo nungkai landai koler suna Jharkhand Disom Tabon Jonam Tuadari Sirichani Nyel Nyel Nyelo Suruj Leve Jharkhand Disom Tabon Jonam Tuadari Sirichani Nyel Nyel Nyelo Suruj Leve Tushilyan sudalvare Faya chana darmar nastai bore Katani damun khuvin ammel pode Goishere dere ami vartata bore Render mama artata taide Kumstarami aja felus zale Render mama artata taide Madhyacha kustarami feliz zale Tushilyan sudalvare Varyacha nadarmar nastai bore Katani damun khuvin ammel pode rendere ami vortatapore rendere mama alto tattare madhyacha kustarami feliz usale rendere mama alto tattare madhyacha kustarami feliz usale. Tushilyan sutare pare varya chana darmar nastai lore. Both these songs are wonderful and the lyrics are also very good, and the efforts of the singers has not gone in vain. Hope you enjoyed this song. Thank you for listening to it.
Johar, have you ever wondered India's diversity among different states? Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat program launched by our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji gave us this opportunity to learn different cultures. I, Mansi Dixit from Nirmala College Ranchi with my friend Priya Kumari from Carmel College, Goa would like to take you on a ride of different cultures. Now, my friend will summarize the video.
Everyone, I, Ms. Priya Kumari from Carmel College of Goa, with my friend Mansi Dixit from Nirmala College Ranchi, Jharkhand, would like to give you a glimpse of our cultures through this video. In this video, we will be reciting poems written by us on our stage. This video is all about nature, traditions, beauty, and everything about our states, which will mesmerize.
भारत भूमि के पश्चिमी तट पर बसा है गोवा। सिर्फ शहर नहीं है, यह मनोदशा है। सारे जग के लोग यहाँ आते हैं, सपनों की दुनिया में खुद को पाते हैं। यहाँ धरती उगाए सोना, यहाँ किसान बहाए पसीना। यहाँ मछली सागर का धन है, यहाँ की हवा में उमंग है। मांडवी यहाँ की गंगा, मंगेशरी यहाँ की काशी। देवों की होती यात्रा, शांता दुर्गा रखे अविनाशी। कलंगुट का मस्त किनारा, पर्यटकों को करे इशारा। सुंदरता की रानी, पणजी जिसकी राजधानी। मैं ऐसे जन्नत में रहती हूँ जिसे गोवा कहते हैं।
आप तुम्हें झारखंड की विशेषता बताएं, बैठे बैठे ही इसकी सुंदर नजारे दिखाए। इसके विशाल जंगलों पे रखा गया है इसका नाम। बिरसा मुंडा जी को माना जाता है यहाँ भगवान। यहाँ प्रकृति के कई खूबसूरत धरोहर खुद में छुपाता है। खूबसूरत झरने, पहाड़, धार्मिक स्थलों के नाम से ये जाना जाता है। महादेव की नगरी देवघर बैद्यनाथ धाम कहलाती है। माँ चिन्मस्तिका के नाम से मशहूर रजरप्पा शक्तिपीठ के नाम से जानी जाती है। जैनों की तीर्थ स्थल परसनाथ शिखर जी कहलाता है। कुछ इस तरह झारखंड आस्था का केंद्र बन जाता है। इसकी राजधानी रांची सिटी ऑफ वाटरफॉल्स कहलाती है। क्वीन ऑफ छोटा नागपुर नेतरहाट अपने मनमोहक नजारों से सबको लुभाता है। त्योहारों की नगरी है घाटशिला, अपनी प्राकृतिक सुंदरता के लिए जानी जाती है। कुछ इस तरह ये सब मिलके झारखंड की खूबसूरती को चार चांद लगाती है। कोल कैपिटल धनबाद काले हीरो का उत्पादन करवाता है। स्टील कैपिटल बोकारो इंडिया का स्टील कैपिटल बन जाता है। जमशेदपुर की तो बात निराली, ये अपने स्टील उत्पादन के कारण विश्व में 8वें नंबर पे जाना जाता है। कुछ इस तरह झारखंड खनिज पदार्थों का खजाना बन जाता है। ढुसका कचरी हो या लिट्टी चोखा, यहाँ हर जगह पे जाना जाता है। चाहे हो सत्तू पराठा या छिलका रोटी, ये सबको ललचाता है। मालपुआ और ठेकवा का तो क्या कहना, ये हर त्योहार में बनाया जाता है। कुछ इस तरह लोगों के जुबान के स्वाद को बढ़ाता है। यहाँ के लोगों की बात निराली, ये प्यार दिल में रखते हैं। होते हैं भोले भाले पर जीने का हौसला रखते हैं। हार कर अपने से बड़ों को हम लोग आदर दिखाते हैं, इसलिए तो झारखंड के लोग झारखंडी नाम से जाने जाते हैं।
देव बरो दिस देव, माझे नाम अलिशा खातून असा आणि हाव निर्मला कॉलेज रांची छे आणि हे माझी फ्रेंड तामेश्वरी एंगरे कार्मेल कॉलेज गोवा छे. We want to tell you about our state here. First of all, let's start with Goa.
Goa sees a mixture of different religions like Christians, Muslims, Catholics and Hindus that live together in consonance. Goans celebrate all major festivals with fervor like Christmas, Ganesh Chaturthi, Carnival, Ramzan, Eid, Shigmo and all together. Official spoken language of Goa is Konkani, followed by Hindi, English, Urdu, Kannada, Portuguese, Marathi. Known for its pristine beaches, there are also numerous historical places in Goa. As Basilica of Bom Jesus, most famous historical place in Goa. Say Cathedral, largest churches in whole of Asia. Fort Agada, Church of Saint Francis of Assisi, Safa Shahari Masjid, Goa, Sri Shanta Durga Temple, the temple of Goddess Durga. Best beaches in Goa are as Morjim Beach, the beach for olive ridley turtles, Bagator Beach, the cliff beach for calm peace environment, Sikaran Beach with dolphin spotting trip, and so on. Thank you, friends.
Hello everyone, I Alisha Khatun from Nirmala College Ranchi. Today I will tell you about the nature of Jharkhand.
Deriving this name from the two words Jhar meaning bush, forest and Khand meaning land. Our state Jharkhand, situate on the Chota Nagpur plateau, is endowed with most valuable concentration of mineral resources and mesmerizing natural beauty. That includes hills, rivers, waterfalls, forests, wildlife sanctuaries, and holy places. Through this presentation, let me take you all to a journey of our precious mineral-rich land of forest with the song Dhani Dhani Redhin Hamar Chota Nagpur, meaning blessed, blessed who are Chota Nagpur. Thank you.
छोटा नागपुर हरे हीरा नागपुर, धनी रे धन हमर छोटा नागपुर हरे हीरा नागपुर, धनी रे धन हमर छोटा नागपुर हरे हीरा नागपुर, धनी रे धन हमर छोटा नागपुर हरे हीरा नागपुर। छोटा नागपुर, छोटा नागपुर है रे हीरा नागपुर। धनी रे धन हमर छोटा नागपुर, छोटा नागपुर है रे हीरा नागपुर।
देव बरो देश देव तुम्ही सांगली बेरेस्तली असी हाव मागता हाव अंजलि कुमारी निर्मला कॉलेज इल्ले myself अंजलि कुमारी from निर्मला कॉलेज रांची।
जोहार दोरे मन सब बेसहा हम आशा करीला। मूळ नाम तन्वी कानपूरकर आहे। मोहे गोवा कार्मल कॉलेज कर आहो। Myself, Tanvi Kanponkar from Carmel College, Goa.
The poem is all about culture, tradition, art, beauty and cuisine of both the states. We narrated this poem in Nagpuri and Konkani, which are the languages of Jharkhand and Goa. Jharkhand is a state of forest, tribes, waterfalls and tribal dance, whereas Goa is a state of friendly beaches, seafood and carnivals. Let the poem begin.
जोहार मोए झारखंड कर माटी में रहोना। मोए मोर मातृभूमि कर प्यार कर साया में रहोना। मोए हरियाली कर भूमि पर रहोना। पहाड़ों कर सुंदरता में रहोना। मोए जनजाति कर भूमि में रहोना। मोए उस जमीन पर रहोना जहाँ फूल आहे, जैसे पलाश, शिरीष, बेला, कई अन्य बढ़ा थे और उगकर सुंदरता फैलाएला। जहाँ हर जनजाति के घर में कला दिखाएला। जहाँ मोर माई कर प्यार नदिया जैसे स्वर्ण रेखा दामोदर के रूप में बहिला और लोगों कर पौधों कर पोषण देला। जहाँ संथाल कर भाषा और मैथिली मिठास फैलाएला। जहाँ कर माटी कोयला, यूरेनियम, लोहा से भरपूर आहे। गर्मी कर फल आम, कटहल, लीची मोए आनंद देला और सर्दी में सूरज कर किरण मोए गर्मी देला। मोए त्योहारों कर भूमि में रहोना, जैसे कर्मा, होली, सरहुल। मोए झरने कर भूमि में रहोना। मोए झारखंड कर माटी में रहोना।
The English meaning of the poem is I live in the soil of Jharkhand. I live in the shades of love of my motherland. I live in the land of greenery, of trees, in the beauty of mountains. I live in the land of tribes. I live in the land where flowers like glass, trees, bela and many others grow and spread their fragrance. Where there is art in every tribe's house. Where the love of my mother flow in the form of rivers like Swarnarekha, Damodar and nourishing the crops and people. Where language of Santhal and Mathili spread the sweetness. Where there is richness of ore like copper, uranium, gold. Where in summer fruits of mango, jackfruit, lychee grow in groves and in winter the lazy rays of the sun warms us. I live in the land of festivals like Karma, Holi, Sarhul. I live in the land of waterfalls. I live in the soil of Jharkhand. Thank you.
अरब सागराच्या देगेर बशिल्ले भारताचे सगळ्यांत ल्हान राज्य कोंकणी मायभास आशिल्ले अशें हें आमचें माणकुलें गोंय. तांबड्या पिकाळ मातयेचे शेतां झाडां पानांनी भरिल्ले बागा बाटांच्या सावळीन खिळिल्ले माडांक झाडांक वाऱ्या वांगडा धुलयत आडसराच्या थंड शीतळ उदकांत काजवा आंब्याच्या रसाळ घऱ्याच्या घमघमात मन भुलोवपी अशें हें आमचें पाचवेचार गोंय. गांवांनी चुलीचेर रांदला हुनहुनीत शिताचो आनी नुस्त्याच्या हुमणाचो तो घरभर पातळिल्लो घमघम पातोळ्यो जावं वा दोस तोंडाक उदक सुटले बगर रावना अशा ह्या तरेकवार रुचीक खाणां जिन्सांनी भरिल्लें आमचें गोंय. दर्या देगेर रेंवेत बसून खेळून शीतळ अशा परिसरांत बुडट्या सुर्या वांगडा पळोवपाक मेळिल्ली शांत अशी सांज फक्त ल्हारार ल्हार आनी तरेकवार नुस्तें शिपल्यो पळोवन मन गादोशी करप अशें हें आमचें सोबीतकायेन नटिल्लें गोंय. धर्म खंयचोय आसूं हिंदू क्रिस्तांव वा मुस्लीम परब खंयचीय जावं चवथ क्रिसमस ईद वा दिवाळी सगळे गोंयकार एकठांय येवन एकचारान माये मोगान खोशयेन सणां परबो मनयतात अशें हे सगळ्यांक वांगडा दवरपी आपले करून घेवपी आमचें गोंय आनी गोंयचे लोक अशें हें आमचें सोबीत सुंदर माणकुलें गोंय. The poet describes Goa as the smallest state situated near Arabian Sea with its language Konkani. The soil of Goa is red and fertile, and there is greenery all around, which mesmerizes every mind. The cashew, mangoes, and jackfruit are summer fruits of Goa, very popular and rich in flavor, having its strong aroma. The delicious Goan cuisine, consisting of fish, curry, rice, will surely satisfy your taste buds. Goa is famous for its calm, sandy beaches. The sunset and the shells add to its beauty. No matter what religion, everyone gets together to celebrate all the festivals. We live in unity. This is Goa and we are the Goans.
तुमका सांगड्यांक माय मोगाचो येवकार आशा करता तुम्ही सांगली बरी ओसा. हांव मनीषा बेग आणि माझे कॉलेजीचे नाव निर्मला कॉलेज रांची असा. Good evening all of you. I hope you all are good and healthy. Here I Manisha Beg from Nirmala College Ranchi with my friend Ritusha, Carmel College Goa. We are going to present our different state culture. In Ritusha's songs, she is presenting beauty of Goa in Konkani language. In my story, I am presenting art and culture of Jharkhand in Nagpuri language. So, let's see.
Goa, Goa, कितले सोबीत Fulani netoile Sogle botonem patugem tai Tile kramche goa Vigu vigra kolakarani Zaintia gointe nozorle Zaintia basanchi songita boro Wole songit karzale Kilung kami sodan semukar Buru kilkirun Korea furar Eka-meka sodan ziyunadar Warvika punis going kar Goa, Goa, kitle sobitu amse Goa. Goa, Goa, bangaran se Goa.
सोब मन के दिलक से जोहार जे सोब बात ऋतुषा अपन गीत के माध्यम से हम इन सोब मन के बतालक वो सब बात मुरुक बेस लगलक कर ले धन्यवाद। मोय हूँ हमर झारखंड के बारे में बताए चाहूना जैसन कि हमी सोब मन जानिला हमर झारखंड खनिज पदार्थ मन से भरल आहे जेकर ले पूरे देश में प्रसिद्ध आहे लेकिन साथे साथ यहाँ कर आदिवासी जनजाति और उ मनकर संस्कृति ले भी जाने जायला। यहाँ 32 जनजाति मन मिलजुल कर बड़े प्रेम से रहना जेकर में मुंडा, हो, उरांव, खड़िया, संथाल, असुर और बहुत जनजाति मन रहेला। आदिवासी मन शिल्प कला में भी बेस रहेना जेकर में धातु शिल्प, डोकरा शैली, बांस शिल्प, काष्ठ शिल्प, पस्तर शिल्प, मुखौटा शिल्प, लिद्रा कथरी शिल्प और मृग शिल्प आहे। ई जनजाति मन बहुत से परब मुरुक धूमधाम से मनायला जेकर में करम, सरहुल, जावा, टूसू, जानी शिकार और बहुत से परब आहे और ई सब परब प्रकृति से जुड़ल आहे। यहाँ कर लोक नृत्य में पैका नृत्य जेकर में पुरुष मन अपन वीरता और साहस कर प्रदर्शन करेना, डोमकच नाच जेकर में महिला मन शादी बिहार के अवसर में करेना, फगुआ नृत्य होली के परब में नाचेना, मर्दानी झूमर जे जतरा के बेरा में करेना और जननी झूमर, नटवा नाच, खिलाड़ी नाच, करम नाच, छऊ नाच ये सब आदिवासी मन कर नाच है। यहाँ कर लोग मन ज्यादातर दाल भात खावेना और दोना पतरी में खावेना। रौरे मन जो उगायला उहे खाएला। हमीर कर बोली में मुंडारी, सादरी, नागपुरी, हो, संथाली है। रौर मनकर हमर झारखंड में स्वागत आहे। हवा और हमर संस्कृति के नजदीक से महसूस करा। जोहार।
Thank you, dear students, for such a mesmerizing presentation with your videos. We really appreciate the way you have tried to learn each other's languages and came up with such a great idea. And we know how much effort you have put in to prepare this video presentation. So thank you, all of you. I hope everybody enjoyed this video presentation on the culture and customs of the two different states. As we brace ourselves for the end of lockdown, the world quietly gravitates towards a new normal. It would be worthwhile to understand and exchange ideas on how our institutions are adapting to the new learning landscape to maintain learning continuity during this pandemic. The next segment of this online conclave is the online panel discussion on new normal coping mechanism in COVID times, which aims at building a deeper understanding of each other's issues, problems, priorities, with special reference to the socio-economic demographic background of the two states, coping mechanism of each state in terms of COVID, alternative teaching learning strategies adopted by the faculty, and students' response to those methods. May I now invite Dr. Sukanya Chakravarti, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, to kindly introduce our esteemed panelists and moderate the online panel discussion. Welcome, Dr. Sukanya.
Thank you, Dr. Roy. Thank you, Dr. Roy. Very good afternoon to all. Namaskar, Johar. I am privileged to be moderating this panel discussion of Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat online conclave. We have esteemed panelists for this panel discussion. From Nirmala College Ranchi, we have Dr. Rashmimala Sahu, Head of the Department Political Science, and Dr. Anjana Singh, Head of the Department History. From our paired institution, Carmel College, Goa, we have illustrious panelist, Mrs. Sajani DeCosta, Associate Professor, Department of Commerce, and Dr. Glenis Mendoza, Assistant Professor, Department of English. I welcome all of you to this panel discussion of this online conclave. As the backdrop has already been set by that capsulating and most enriching video and presentation of the students, I feel privileged to be taking and speaking in tandem with the very thoughts that were presented in the video. Looking forward to a discussion on the various issues that we stand at. Pandemic and COVID-19 has put us at a threshold where we have to think, we have to act. And this is where academia can bring in their brains and their expertise to look forward and to motivate the entire state, steer towards a new era. The two most resourceful states, the most beautiful states of India, the most culturally enriching states of India, Jharkhand and Goa. Let us start from understanding what are the socio-economics of these two states that have really helped these two states to go through this testing times. What have been those parameters, those intrinsic qualities of these two states, thinking about their backdrops and their demographics. Let us now understand what has been the basic strength of these two states when we talk about their socio-economic and demographic parameters. I would first like to hear it from Dr. Anjana Singh about Jharkhand, and then we would move on to understand about Goa. Dr. Singh, we would like to have you first on this panel to tell us about what exactly has been Jharkhand's strength when we speak about its socio-economic backdrop.
Dr. Sukanya, for giving me an opportunity, and thank you, the EB Club of both the colleges, Nirmala College and Carmel College, for making us panelists for this wonderful discussion we are about to hear on Goa and Jharkhand. Thank you to the principals of both the colleges also for taking these kind of activities seriously and organizing such good discussions on that. Now I come to the basic point. The girls have presented beautifully the entire range of natural sources and cultures that we have. So instead of repeating them, what has already been said, I'll take you to the backdrop and socio-economic condition of Jharkhand so that there's a better understanding about Jharkhand as a state. My state, Jharkhand, was not formed in 1950 when there was a linguistic reorganization commission. State reorganization commission was established, and it made languages the basis for reorganization of states. But after the 1950s, many states as Goa, as the states of Northeast Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, they were all formed on different kind of logics. By the year 2000, there were 3 states that came up. It was Uttarakhand, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand. The 2 states of Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand were formed on the logic of tribal identity. So definitely, Jharkhand is a tribal dominated state of India. If you look at the census of pre-independence period of 1941, you'll see that more than half of the population of Jharkhand was tribal. They were, we locally call them Adivasis. Adivasis has a greater depth because it means they are sons of the soil. So henceforth, instead of telling them tribes, I'll use the word Adivasi because it's more pertinent and it reflects their identity in a better form. Now, secondly, if you look at the census that has been coming on till 2011, you see that the percentage of Adivasi population in Jharkhand is 26.3%. So even if you see that the Adivasi population has continuously been going down, the number of Adivasis have been increasing. As the population of India has been rising, so has the population of Adivasis has been rising. But in the very spirit of national integration that has been in place in India for a very long time, there are a whole lot of range of people in Jharkhand. Now I'll give you not just a look into the tribes that we have, but into some people more. Besides these Adivasis, the people that have been residing in the state and they have been a substantial chunk of the population of the states are called Sadans. Sadans are caste Hindus, other backward caste, but they are basically the artisan class who have been living in Jharkhand. Jharkhand has although been a part of very long historical traditions, but smaller states has been the say of Jharkhand. Economically, more than half of the mineral that India has is produced by Jharkhand, as has been repeatedly told to you. So Jharkhand has rich mines, rich forest, and very rich cultural heritage to share about. But in these times of COVID, this is what has been the strength for us. Even in a Jharkhand village, if you visit a Jharkhandi village where tribal Sadans and all other castes are residing together, you find that the houses are not together. They are spread in the villages. Each house may be 100 meters apart, maybe a 200 meters apart, or even 500 meters apart. So this distance has helped greatly in this containing this COVID phenomenon in Jharkhand. And so far, COVID situation in Jharkhand is under check. And it's not spreading far, and hopefully, as has been the national trend, we are coming down. So this is a basic introduction into the Jharkhand, and I'd like to hear more about Goa.
I don't think I'm audible.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. That was commendable of you to have given us the basic demographics and its population and composition of population in Goa. I'm sorry, Jharkhand. And now we'd like to listen that same, the same line of thought from our paired college, panelists from our paired college, that is Dr. Glennis. I request our panelists to unmute themselves and yes, can we have our panelists from Carmel College Goa to tell us about how and what exactly the socio-economic dynamics of Goa has been that has really helped the retain Goan culture and also fight this testing times.
Thank you, Dr. Chakraborty. It has really been enlightening to listen to the conditions in Jharkhand, especially the socio-economic and demographic conditions in Jharkhand. I represent the state of Goa, a former Portuguese colony for more than 450 years. Goa got its liberation in 1961, unlike other parts in India. Though a tiny drop on the map of Goa, Goa has, in fact, culturally and socially been different from the other states of India, different and unique. First and foremost, it still imbibes certain cultural traits of the Portuguese, the colonizers, as different from British India. The population in Goa comprises of varied cultures from different cultural backgrounds. And of course, there is an influx of people coming in and living in here too as immigrants. Goa also has this unique identity of affiliating itself and allowing its nationals, Goans, those particularly those who have had, uh, you know, parents who were born before 1961 to apply for Portuguese citizenship as well. So many of our Goan brethren are Portuguese nationals and have changed their citizenship as well. So culturally, Goa is totally different from any other state in India. With a population of 15.8 lakhs, this particular state is a polyglot state wherein people speak multiple languages. Of course, Konkani is the national language, I mean the state language, and it is spoken by majority Goans. We also have simultaneously the Marathi culture which is existing, and people speaking in the English language. Now the pandemic has hit the Goan socio-economic and cultural background. We've already, I wouldn't want to repeat the professions and the cultural occupations because the students have so vividly presented it in their presentation. So that would be repetition. But yes. So what I would talk about is the COVID scenario here, which hit us exactly 10 months back, because today we are in fact completing the 10th month of the lockdown start. Okay, in March 22nd around, and today is October 22nd.
So, Dr. Glennis, we would like to, Dr. Glennis, we would like to know what exactly, which, tradition or what kind of economic and socio-economic structures have really aided to, fighting out this COVID in your state. Which are the dynamics, as we heard it from Dr. Anjana, reiterating her words that the distancing of the houses in the rural Jharkhand has really given an advantage to the rural populace of not being affected so much by COVID. So we would like to know certain things about Goa, which has really helped the people to fight off, COVID, whether it be awareness or whether it be social distancing. What kind of dynamics are there?
I think with regards to Goa, it is the communitarian support and the sensitization which has worked wonders here, because we've had NGOs, groups, as well as individuals on their own efforts who are going out and reaching. There is a narrow divide between the urban and rural population, because the rural Goa is not as rural as what we would see in other states in the country. Of course, we do have pockets along the ghats and along the borders, which are still, not having basic necessities like electricity and things like that. But nonetheless, it is the communitarian efforts and the efforts of individuals, NGOs. Of course, the government has done its part, but more so the non-governmental organizations who have got together, who have brought together all the people who were ready to contribute and work, and have gone door to door helping people, sensitizing them about the three things. I think the three important things which I would say here are, of course, the safe distancing, the sanitization, and the sensitization, more than the mask wearing, the three S's as I call it. That has created the main the grounding for the initiatives to reduce the spread of the virus, particularly in areas where sensitization, sanitization, and safe distancing was lacking.
Thank you so much. As we know, we just come to know that Goa does not have a very elaborate difference between the rural and urban areas as such. But as we know, in Jharkhand, there is a marked difference, isn't it, Dr. Singh? So
Right. If
can you
you
tell us
come
any more?
across Dr. Mendonca, if you are a visitor to our state, Jharkhand, you'll find that there are lush greenery and forest, and there are villages that are situated inside the forest areas. And so there is a distance, and people are not just urbanized. And there is there's a local system of panchayat called Parha Panchayat, or traditional or customary panchayat system that we have in Jharkhand. Now, if you look at this Jharkhand, this Parha Panchayat has worked like amazingly and interestingly in different kind of ways, and it has also helped in this COVID kind of situation. I'll just quote one example to substantiate the talk we are doing is that when this COVID spread and the migrant laborers who had gone outside Jharkhand started coming to the villages back in Jharkhand, so there was a constant threat of spreading of corona and everybody wanted to contain it. State government was vigilant, of course, it tested. But as you say that non-governmental organizations were very active in your state, so were these Parha panchayats and traditional panchayats that we have of the tribes and at the level of the village is very active. They stopped the laborers right on the simana or the boundary of that village, and they made tiny shanties or shades for them. And then they made availability of all the kind of foods and clothing they have, and quarantine them for a period of 14 to 21 days, not allowing them to talk to their family members from a distance of 21 or 100 centimeter and or 100 meter, so that you can see your family, your family members can see that you are back, you have all the provisions of food, but then you are not coming in directly infecting the people who are staying here. So this was the reason why we could, it's a very large state. Jharkhand is a big state, and it has a substantial population. So controlling and keeping the numbers down to say a few thousand for a period of 2 months, 3 months was amazing task. And besides the government and non-governmental methods that were in force, I believe that this panchayat systems that we had was especially instrumental in containing them. And as they were very vigilant, we could have a very good situation in Jharkhand, COVID-wise.
Yeah, of course. I mean, talking about the rural segment of Jharkhand, I think that they have shown a lot of wisdom in handling the situation. And could you just enumerate us upon the difference between the rural and urban sectoral, and how the government has been containing this issue in Jharkhand?
Right,
Like,
sure. I would love
Jharkhand
to. I love to divert your attentions to here. For a very long period, I'll talk about the academics, and I'll tell you, for a very long time there was a complete lockdown, and it was practiced severely in Jharkhand. But slowly and slowly, as the unlock phase started in Jharkhand, we started moving ahead, and in urban scenarios, people started mixing. But strict guidelines were issued by the governments, and they were being followed. In our college, we had online teaching for a very long period, and together with online teaching, we are having offline examination and offline corrections of examinations as well, so that the interest of students and outgoing batches are not marred, and they have their degrees are considered to be got through a proper methodology. So this was one.
Dr. Singh will come down to academia later on. We'd just try to understand the coping mechanism of the state, like the coping mechanism of the state for rural and urban segments of the city. I mean, Jharkhand.
Really,
and
if
also,
you look at
yes, I would like to add here.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to add here.
Yes, ma'am. Please do.
I would like to add here that the urban administration, with respect to the urban administration, Bokaro had been doing a very commendable services. Like when the migrants were coming, they had a Saral form, Google Docs form, where they collected all the database. And these migrant workers, they were given jobs according to the skills also. And then they started distributing happy kits to the children with color pencils, drawing kits, and all those things during the COVID period. This is talking about the urban administration, how they had come to fight the pandemic. And even they were like, they had a Suraksha kit, and they were distributing all these things to the migrant women, the pregnant ladies who had traveled to Bokaro, who had come from the other states. And even the administration had been issuing strict directives to the counterparts in other parts of India, where the laborers of Jharkhand had been stranded to take full care of them and provide
The
with them with
migrant, the
all
reverse
essential
migrant
commodities.
laborers.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
So I
So
would
do we
have
have
Rotary
certain
International
examples
also.
of the same kind from Goa?
yes, yes, I would like to
Can
add
we have
here.
certain examples or
Yes,
some stories?
sure.
Yeah, sure.
As soon as the lockdown was open, I think somewhere in May, we had the government, that is GPAD, Goa Institute of Public Administration and Rural Development, along with Directorate of Higher Education, wanted all the teachers to conduct surveys in order to revive the economy and to be self-sufficient. So we had to go to the panchayats, and we conducted surveys in designated panchayats, and we met different groups like senior citizens, farmers, self-help groups, and youth and businessmen. We got their feedback. We met the panchayat, we got their feedback, we made a report, and we also gave suggestions, and we sent it back. Now we are in the second stage, in the, what is that, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So,
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Atmanirbhar
Self-sufficient.
Bharat, Swayam Purna going. That is the second stage, where now we are again going back to our designated panchayat, and we are acting as facilitators to implement the suggestions that we had given in the report. So this is an ongoing
again,
activity till February.
Okay.
Yes.
So this was also, public and private partnership, or this was absolutely done by the state?
By the state, where the teachers were involved. All the teachers across the state.
Any other activities that had been, like Dr. Glennis had quoting her that there was a public-private partnership in awareness programs of fighting out with this COVID situation.
See, now,
so anything that.
See, we did not have migrants coming in. We had an issue of migrants moving out of the state. That was our issue, because we are mostly, now if you say the industrial sector, we look at mining, tourism, and pharmaceuticals. That is our major industrial sector in Goa. And mining is totally banned here, because mining was banned because of the illegal activity. So tourism was what we depended on, and COVID, everything came to a halt. Even today, we are facing a lot of problems because of that. And we had a lot, our migrant population is around 35%. Okay, some of them are residing here, but some of them had to move out. So that was an initial issue that we had. And of course, government provided tried to send them back to their native places by arranging special trains and buses, and that was what they did. Okay. And
just like most of the parts of this, our nation has been very much hit economically. Goa and Jharkhand are exceptions to this case. But as you said, Mrs. DeCosta, so very well, that Goa has been affected because migrants have gone away, and Jharkhand has been affected because of reverse migration.
Yes.
I think our panelists from Jharkhand would like to enumerate on this issue as well. Just a few topics of how this reverse migration has hit the economy. I mean, two different states, two different situations, but the singular problem lies in the fact that we are striving to get our economics back to the foothold. So how and what are we doing towards it? So we have it from Anjana Singh once again for Jharkhand.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sukanya. And I'll just throw some light on what exactly has been done for revival of economy in rural Jharkhand. There were seeds that were given to the farmers in many districts where they were unable to sow their crop. And it was here when you had that sowing season of July to September, when rice plantation is done in Jharkhand, which is the staple diet of Jharkhandis. And then government also aided through small micro banking system is very good and very active at the village level. So it's a micro cooperative banking system that is in place in rural Jharkhand, which basically assisted the governmental methods, and the people were able to come out, especially in rural Jharkhand, which is the bulk area of Jharkhand. I'll tell you just one statistics here. that when it was here in 1891, Jharkhand was a completely rural or a forested terrain where we had only 8 cities. By this time, 2011, we have more than 134 cities. So coping mechanism of rural Jharkhand is completely different from what is the coping mechanism of urban Jharkhand. So urban Jharkhand was as badly affected as any other state of India because our industries were shut down. Small scale industries that were dependent on major scale industries as Jamshedpur, Bokaro steel plant, they were all came to a halt. There was a massive job cut, employment had gone. According to an estimate, by the month it was in June, just in Jamshedpur and the nearing regions, almost 1 lakh ancillary workers who were involved in ancillary industries of Jamshedpur, they were unemployed. So yes, government took some steps that are visible to you, but non-governmental organizations also came up heavily for assisting all those measures. Of course, I cannot have a very rosy picture about the economy reviving completely in urban Jharkhand, and that is something I'm not going to present. But yes, I'll say that we are trying to get on our back on our feet, and recently in past 1 month and 45 days, the recent reports of the commerce and FICCI that we have, the branch of FICCI that we have in Jharkhand, says that economy is reviving, trade is brisk normal, getting back to its normal, and yes, employment opportunities, the people who had lost their employment and were coming back are being called in places like Punjab and Goa. The people, those businessmen and the farmers, big farmers of Punjab who had hired them, they are sending air tickets also to call these migrant laborers back. So the reverse migration.
So what about the issue of retaining them in home? I mean, retaining them in Jharkhand.
Recently there was a 2 day back, there was an announcement from the chief ministers that he is going to give assistance for industries to start up there, as there was a recently 2 days earlier, there was a contract with Arvind Mills to start a clothing section or a fabric section here. And then he wants to generate employment here. Similarly, those people, not all the laborers are going back. I'll make it a point to assure you all that not all the laborers are going back. Those laborers who were attracted by, they had subsistence farming here, they are now staying back in Jharkhand and reviving techniques. And we have occasional stories
commercial
of
farming, that is
right. They are taking to marigold farming, flower farming.
Absolutely.
Then they are taking to making pesticides, naturally for
Absolutely.
natural fertilizers, vermiculture, and so on. So yes, not a very rosy picture, but reviving.
So if we look at this basic scenario of people, I mean, most of the migrants staying back from in the native places. So how would Goa be attending to this issue of, a less number of people coming to assist them? So how is that gap being, planned to be, bridged and addressed?
Can I respond to that?
Yes, Dr. Glennis.
I think with the migrants going, Goa has learned to live without additional help, which we were getting from our workers, our house help, our laborers, our people who are working in industries, in firms. All the people who are working have moved out of Goa, and everything is at a standstill. Now, slowly after the unlock that has happened and SOPs being followed and fallen in place, I think the coping mechanism has slowly started working, because these people are gradually coming in, and some of the local unemployed Goans are also filling in the places. Secondly, with the phased reopening of different industries, hotel industry, particularly in the tourism segment, where Goa is concerned mainly, we have seen after the guidelines have come into place. One thing, our chief minister was so active during the entire pandemic in the last couple of months, so much so that he himself contacted the virus in the process, that we have seen him address every evening the people. He would directly come live and he would tell the people, now today there were so many cases, today these many people have recovered, these many people have, and then there were several COVID care centers, COVID hospitals, different protocols which were followed, doctors which were given so many facilities. Of course the cases were rising. We have so much to complain about, but let us appreciate the good that has been done by our government. Let us appreciate what we have done for our people, and at the same time, if there have been any pitfalls, we need to press our finger on them and say, yes, we've been wrong somewhere, and we can take preventive measures and enhance the coping mechanism, which if there have been any lacuna, it can be filled here and we can still rise up. Overall, I feel the COVID crisis hit us like the bolt from the blue since March. And ever since, our response has shifted from being shocked and sullen to being neutral and numb, and gradually being vocal in accepting the new normal. And that has come a long way. And being a COVID survivor myself, okay, I feel, I've been like a COVID angel myself. In my institution, I was hit by the virus first. I'm in a better position to empathize and see it from the point of view of those hit by the virus even better. Okay, and here we have oriented ourselves, particularly in the academic field, to accept these bearings of of this crisis, and accept the reality, and accept it for us, and sink it in our system that the pandemic is going to be endemic. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Glenis, for your own experience sharing. And as we stand at this stage, I think the two most beautiful states of India with different dynamics in demography and geographic and socioeconomic parameters, we have a very stark difference, as I have already pointed it out, that on one hand, where we see a difficulty of shortage of labor, the other hand, in Jharkhand, we find reverse migration issues and coping up. But at the end of the day, we find that both the states are tuning in to become self-reliant, whether it be excess of population or lack of population. We are tuning in to become self-reliant, and that's the most beauty of this entire pandemic or epidemic, whatever we may call it. I think this is a boon in disguise. But to look forward to it, we need to understand and see how we as academicians can partake and steer this entire situation to a more successful end. So I would like to know how the institutions and the managements of both the states, and specifically our own parent institution and our parent institution, that is Carmel College Goa, and our parent institution, that is Nirmala College Ranchi, are coping up. I think that is going to exemplify for all the other states and for all the other institutions as well. We'd like to hear that from, first is, I'd like to hear it from our next panelist, Dr. Sahu, Nirmala Sahu. Ma'am, do tell us about how and, what are the dynamics of academia into this stressful situation, and how we are faring so well. What are being done to address the situation?
Thank you, Dr. Sukanya. Good afternoon to everyone present here today, my co-panelists and the principals of both the colleges and the EBSB coordinators. As we all know, the onset of COVID-19 pandemic has had a profound impact on all sectors of life, and most especially on the education sector, which is a critical determinant in a country's economic future. With the announcement of the national lockdown, all educational institutions were closed, and this disrupted the normal functioning of all educational institutions. The education sector underwent a paradigm shift in its mode of functioning, and we switched over from the traditional mode of classroom teaching to online teaching. COVID-19 pandemic and online teaching, they have their own set of problems and challenges, but the academia of Jharkhand, they have responded very positively, very favorably by redesigning teaching methodologies in the larger interest of the student community. We at Jharkhand have 6 state universities, and all the colleges and universities have accepted the challenge with resilience, and they have been providing seamless support services to the students with the help of ICT tools and virtual platforms provided by MHRD or the Ministry of Education, UGC, NCRT. Like initially we had classes on Zoom, Google Meet, Google Classrooms, Cisco WebEx, and many other virtual platforms provided by private players also. Gradually, we tried to orient and induct the students into this ongoing online process, and they have gradually overcome the fear, the anxiety, the tension, the worries that were prevailing in the initial phase, because we have tried to maintain the continuity of our teaching learning process. Maybe it was online with virtual platforms, but we have been connecting to them, and we have been creating e-contents, we have been uploading audio video lectures, we have been supplementing.
I'll just substantiate, Rashmidi, here that in our college, if you see here, in Jharkhand, especially in Nirmala College, we have a very big population of Adivasi girls who are here. And most of them are first generation learners from a very poor background. Equipping them how to use those mobile phones or get internet connectivity in remote forested area had been a big challenge for our college and for even for teaching faculty and non-teaching staff. And initial days we struggled a lot about just educating them. Where they're not in Goa, you have a very good familiarity, Dr. Mendonka, that they understand English. But here in Jharkhand, our students, Adivasi students especially, who come from rural area and a very poor background, they don't understand English. So taking all those commands that are there in your mobile phone, in an Android app, through in English language, making them understand was a real tough task. But successfully, we have taken admissions, we have taken online mid-semester exams, and we have taken offline exams also. So that talks about the kind of efforts we have been putting in, not just to educate them, but e-educate them and make them capable of using those e-tools in the first place. That has
so
been
the basic tenacity and the challenge was not just imparting them syllabus education, curricular education, but e-education, education on the trends of how to pick up online. But let us hear it from our Goan counterparts. I would like to hear it from Professor De Costa as to how Goa has been taking it up and how Goan colleges are addressing to the situation. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah.
We
began our academic year somewhere in on June 1st, and the students came in only later in August. Okay, so in June, the government came up with an initiative called DISHTAO. It is called Digital Integrated System of Holistic Teaching and Virtual Orientation, where they started their own YouTube channel. Okay, and all the teachers of Goa had to record lectures. We had to go to the studio and record lectures, and they have just launched the channel, and 40% of our syllabus was covered online then itself, before we started college. Okay, and then of course, the second phase is going to start now in December for the same initiative. So they wanted the use so that students who could not, and we have a lot of connectivity issues in Goa. Though everybody has a mobile, they know to use it. We have a lot of connectivity issues, and with monsoons, we have rains since May, and it's still going on. We have heavy rains here, so connectivity issues are a big headache for us. From the college point of view, we had no problems with connectivity. We can conduct online lectures. Yeah, we have that much bandwidth, and most of our colleges have. Government gives us money every year to increase and improve our bandwidth, so we did not have, but the students have had a lot of issues. So we mostly choose the asynchronous mode of learning, where we record lectures. We do take online lectures, and we record lectures and we send them. So as and when they have the time, they can upload them and listen to them. So it has been a mix of online and asynchronous and asynchronous learning or teaching. That's the thing we are following here. The main thing is the connectivity issue, and another thing is they don't use laptops. Everything is on the mobiles.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And I would like to add that in Jharkhand also, Like in Nirmala College especially, we have an official channel also, YouTube channel, and we have also uploaded more than 625 videos, audio videos for the students. And then Ranchi University also has its own Radio Khamchi, through which it has uploaded many lectures. And we supplement it with WhatsApp textual study materials. We send them links, PDFs, free ebooks and all, and we supplement them. And we are working on a blended mode, offline, online. Online, we are having a mid-semesters, class tests, assignments, quizzes, extracurricular activities, workshops, faculty development programs, memorial lectures, tribal research methodology programs, GIS, GPS, RS, all. We have national webinars and all. And we also connect to the students, like we respond to the queries 24/7, and we have established an emotional connectedness with them. And gradually the students, they have now coming out of the COVID woes and feeling more comfortable, because we can see that they are equally contributing to whatever curricular activities we are having in the college, like even for the Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat program and all. Our students are very proactive. Even offline, they are active in NSS activities. And we had like all the teachers of Nirmala College, like we had made a power-packed documentary film, Apna Asman, where the faculty members and the students, they had role plays, which highlighted the importance of physical and mental well-being, the importance of yoga, meditation, engagement in creative and innovative, how to pursue your time creatively. So all these things have been able to have a powerful impact on the learner community.
Besides these methods, what has been more important here is, I'll just take one more minute and wind myself up with the one positive note on which I'll leave this discussion all about is, the very good part of this COVID situation was that we were taken through those Zoom classes and Meet classes. We actually entered the home of those students who were actually taking our lectures. And we could now understand the situations they are in, the difficulties they are facing better, and more practically in a better way than we usually when we had an offline mode of classes, when they sat in the class and they were all equal for us. Now we understand the differential level of their socio-economic backgrounds, and we can respond according to their needs more sympathetically. So that has been
wonderful, Dr. Anjana. That was wonderful, take on this entire situation, and beautiful observation on your part. COVID or not, I think most of the students had their access to internet connectivity and WhatsApp. When it comes to WhatsApping, social networking, I think our students, whether they come from urban or rural backgrounds, they're quite smart enough. But when it came to educating themselves and taking up classes, I think all of us faced a hell lot of difficulties in connectivity or communicating to them what we actually wanted to, or even taking up classes. So anybody, I would want our panelists to throw some light on this, on their experiences of it, and how they help the students to cooperate and come over to through this issue.
And here I would like to add, Sukanya, that our management, our principal and the non-teaching, they have been very supportive to the students. For the first time, they had been filling up the forms. They were facing a lot of issues, and they have responded to each and every student. And they have made it a point to see that all the students have filled up the forms. So it was a very thoughtful gesture on the part of...
was there any, particular incident or some steps taken for helping them filling up these forms, because it was the first time?
Sure. I'll just give you one example. As heads, we were entrusted with the responsibility of making our students fill the form. Normally, they were unable to fill the form because they were not understanding the commands that were there in English, or were making small mistakes. So as we sitting back at home, how could we could have been of help for them? We asked them to take some screenshots and send at the places they were stuck. So when they sent back that screenshots to us, we could see those screens and understand, okay, you are stuck.
Identify the major issue.
Right.
Yes,
and then we can help them, we could help them out. So this was one practical way we did.
Did Carmel College face certain issues like this during your season of admissions or even examinations or something like that, ma'am?
Can I respond to this?
Yeah. Yes, sure, Dr.
Yeah.
Glenn.
Yeah, we also faced a lot of issues with regards to connectivity. We also faced a lot of difficulties. And another very interesting thing is that we have a lot of students who are not living in Goa. We have hostelites in our college. Ours is a women's college, and we have hostelites, and we have a lot of foreign students as well. So some of our students are attending classes from their respective countries. You see, they're stuck in those countries. They have not been able to come back to Goa because of the flights and the lockdown, and they're stuck in different parts of India as well. So that again becomes another issue, because I have a student right now in my class. I have to change my timings because she's in another country and the time zone of that country doesn't match with our. So we have to shift and match up with the different predicaments of students. You see, that the kind of students we have. So we may, sometimes they do not have connectivity issues, sometimes they do have laptops, sometimes most of them have phones, but they have other problems. And ours is a girls college, so you know, when the girls are at home and the maids are given an off, so morning they start with home chores. So ma'am, we logged in a little late, we had to do all the housework and come in. So we are coming to know their actual problems at home. And when we ask them, why did you join in late, and we know it is not a connectivity issue, because a person from the neighborhood has joined in. So that's when the truth starts seeping out. And then to cope up with that, we had a staff meeting, and then the mentoring issue came up, you know, that we started having, say, 15 to 20 students and one mentor teacher for all these 20 mentee students. So one to one dealing with these students to find out if there's any kind of things like, say, abuse, or you know, because they are girl students. So there were women teachers who were kept as mentors, and we still have the system. It's an ongoing system. Once a week we connect to our students, and in that way we are trying to cope up with all the difficulties these girls are having, particularly in their homes, because they are locked up within their homes. Their brothers are allowed to go out to do everything, but the girls are not allowed in most cases, you know, because of this very patriarchal mindset and the
gender discrimination.
Gender biases.
That is a big surprise for us. We thought that Goa is not it's not a very patriarchal society. We had an impression that Goa is more liberal.
Yes.
You are presenting a very different picture to us.
I'm just presenting what my girls are telling me, and the things that they're being silenced about it. But when they are one to one with us, and they're able to use the chat box wherein they are not audible to their parents, you know, they are quietly bringing out these things through the chat box. We are using Google Classroom, and the chat box is very active. They don't want to unmute themselves, you know, because they are heard. The parents are around.
And
So
we
that's
in Jharkhand actually we face, because here girls get married at a very early age. So we have many married students. Girl students who are married, and I would like to narrate experience. I had to counsel the husband of one of my married students, because she was in with her in-laws and she was not able to attend online classes. So I had to counsel her husband. I said, you take out all the notes from mail and give it to her to study it. She was in the final year of PG. Finally, she got to appear in the exams, and she has also passed. The results are out. We had offline exams and offline evaluation, and finally she has.
That was wonderful, Dr. Sahu, hearing that little episode of yours and your experience. I think all the colleges pan-India, and especially in these two states of Goa and Jharkhand, we are facing the similar issues and addressing them in a very innovative manner as per the, the situation persists. Most of these connectivity issues pan-India, so it cannot be much done for this basic thing. But otherwise, as Dr. Sahu and Dr. Singh said about how they are mentoring and how the institutions are mentoring for the students to take up the online courses, the admissions, and Dr. Glennis and Dr. DeCosta told us about how Carmel College is cooperating, supporting, and their ceaseless efforts towards making the students come up and not feel left or not feel the deprivation of the offline classes. I'm sure we look forward to more such innovative practices by both the institutions in both the states, and look up for a new normal. COVID post, we walk on to a new normal, which will be more empowering. And I think COVID has given us a time and an element to empower ourselves and to come up. I think we were not things that we were lagging. Institutions have taken up flexibility, as Dr. Glennis said, that she's taking up classes as per the timings of the different students all around India and some outside India as well. So these are the elements that we find that we are, moving from teachers to facilitators, and our role has changed tremendously. Not just as Dr. Singh said that we are now coming more closer to the reality of our students. Dr. Glennis reiterated that how well we are now understanding their issues. If seen on a macro level, we wouldn't find these issues so overwhelming. But when we interact with the students, I think these issues are the things, the economic, the social, the personal issues are greatly influencing our student populace and their performance. That is the future of India. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Mendonca and Dr. De Costa. It was great talking to you and getting into a very lively discussion. Although I cannot stand up and shake my hands, my virtual handshakes for you. And I hope we meet soon. And
I
we'll
thank
keep
each
ourselves
of you,
posted.
all the 4 panelists, for giving us such elaborate and compendious illustrations of the 2 states in a very seriatim and precise manner. We had a little paucity of time. We could go on, and hearing each of you was a great pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. I thank the principals of the 2 colleges, Nirmala College Ranchi, Dr. Sister Jyoti, and the principal of Carmel College Goa, for giving us this platform and the privilege of mine for this moderation of this panel discussion. And of course, I shouldn't forget the coordinators, the club coordinators of both the colleges. Thank you for giving us this opportunity of hearing such esteemed panelists in this session. Thank you once again, and the students for their patient hearing.
Thomas, Johar.
Namaskar,
Johar.
Thank you so much.
Johar, and a very happy Durga Puja to all of you. And now I hand over the session with lots of love, best wishes, and a happy and healthy years ahead to Dr. Shirupa Roy. Over to you, Dr. Roy.
Thank you, Dr. Sukanya. That was a very engrossing discussion. We enjoyed it thoroughly, and I thank all the panelists, Dr. Glennis, Mrs. DeCosta, Dr. Anjana, Dr. Sahu, for sharing your experiences with us and enlightening us with the strategies and methods to get adapted to the new normal. Thank you very much. May I now request Ms. Vishakha Harmalkar, EBSP Club Coordinator, Carmel College, Goa, to share her experiences of the EBSP campaign with us. Ms. Vishakha.
Good evening, everyone. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Ms. Vishakha. You are audible. Welcome.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So, respected Principal, Dr. Aldina Braganza, Principal of Carmel College, Nuvem. Respected Dr. Sister Jyoti Kispotta, Principal of Nirmala College, Ranchi, faculty members, and all the dear students. I would like to extend thank you to actually for organizing such a great event because of this today's conclave. It was indeed a very good initiative to showcase the talent of our young students, and actually I enjoyed it very done very great job. And about the panel discussion actually was indeed very good. From that panel discussion, we came to know about the socio-economic factors of both the state, and also about the different steps that has been taken by the institution of both the states. So I would like to say that about our joint ventures that we had Gmail, Pearl, and Books project, which was a great success. In our college, in how we have conducted so many activities. So in college, we have conducted a quiz competition on the state of Jharkhand. Then we had also screened a movie for our students that was in a Nagpuri language. It was a short film basically named Khatara. Then we had also a poster making competitions. So we also had our with a paired institution. We had the many webinars which had started from the month of June to October. So all this was possible actually with the support of the principal of both the institution and because of both the coordinators, that is Dr. Debajini Roy and Dr. Shrirupa. Thank you very much for the support you all gave us. And I would like to say that on behalf of EBSB coordinator of Carmel College, that is Renisha Fernandez, I would like to thank you all once again. As we are winding up with the activities of this year, I would like to say to the students that we have to go very long actually, because these activities have helped all the students to understand the rich culture of both the states, and it will help us to strengthen the unity of both the state and also to build a stronger and also a better India. So thank you once again for this great event. We look forward actually. At the end, I would like to say Johar.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vishakha. It was lovely to hear from you, all your experiences of the EBSB campaign. As we reach towards the conclusion of the EBSB event, it is important to acknowledge the people who played a key role in the organization and management of this campaign. I express my deepest gratitude to our EBSB coordinator, Dr. Debjani Roy, for her innovative ideas, efficient planning, and for guiding the EBSB club at each and every step in execution of all the events we had conducted so far around the year. May I now invite Dr. Debjani Roy to propose the vote of thanks. Welcome, Dr. Roy.
Thank you, Dr. Shrirupa Roy, respected principal of Carmel College, Nuvem Goa, Dr. Aldina Braganza, principal of Nirmala College Ranchi, Dr. Sister Jyoti. On behalf of the Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat Nirmala College, I deem it my honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks for a wonderful event that is the culmination of a year-long series of events on this auspicious occasion of Durga Puja. I would maintain that thanks are the highest form of thoughts, and the gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. Let me begin by thanking my students. Thank you, dear students, for your wonderful demonstrations this afternoon. All of them were stunning. And I'm sure you must have shown a way to your peer and your juniors also. I would like to thank specially the panelists of today's panel discussion, Dr. Rashmi Mala Sahu, Dr. Anjana Singh, Ms. Sajini DeCosta, and Dr. Glenis Mendoza. Thank you very much for accepting our offer for the panel discussion. And it was indeed a very lively discussion where we came to know about each other's state. The very theme of Ek Bharat, Shreshtha Bharat was unfolded this afternoon before the audience. I would specially thank the moderator of the panel discussion, very efficiently handled by Dr. C. Sukanya. I'm really grateful to her for accepting this invitation and conducting the panel discussion with such elan and finesse. This entire event would not have been possible without the help of my colleague and my right hand of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat, the club coordinator, Dr. Shrirupa Roy. She has painstakingly, for the last 1.5 months, she's painstakingly done a lot for making the students' activity such a wonderful activity. All that we saw today are her efforts. She has every night till 11 to 11:30, she has been in touch with the students till last night, and to give it a final shape. Thank you so much, Shrirupa. I would not have been able to do so much without you. My special thanks goes to our vice principal, who is always there as a pillar behind us, supporting us in all our ventures. My special thanks to all the members of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat, to all the faculty of Nirmala College, to all the students of Nirmala College, and to all the faculty of Carmel College, our parent institution, especially the dynamic Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat coordinator, Miss Renessa Fernandez, whom I'm missing today. She has been in constant touch with me for the last few months. We have been planning meticulously each and every event. And today what we saw is just an expression of what we had planned through the last few months. This vote of thanks, of course, would be incomplete if I don't mention the support and guidance of my principal, Dr. Sister Jyoti, who has always been very, very supportive of all our ventures, and she's always appreciated her efforts and given us a free hand to do whatever we thought best. And needless to say, this pandemic has brought in the best in all of us. So with this positive note, let me end my short speech. If I have forgotten to mention anyone's name, I would again reiterate my thanks and say that thank you one and all for being there with us, for being there in Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat, and true to the spirit of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat, let us all be united, let us all fight this pandemic. And as Dr. Glennis has said, this pandemic is now an endemic, so we have to live with it, but we will move ahead. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Dr. Debjani Roy. With a vision to march ahead, wishing you all the best for a brighter and better future. With this, we conclude the event. With the permission of the chair, Sister.
Yes, Shrirupa, wonderful.
May we conclude the event, Sister?
Yes, it is wonderfully done. You may conclude.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister. Requesting everyone.
Shrirupa, Dr. Shrirupa, yes. Can we request the panelists to switch on their video so that we can take a screenshot, maybe all of us,
okay, sure.
all the panelists. Yes, all the panelists and all the students who are present. Yes. They can switch on their video, please, for a.
Requesting all the participants on Zoom to please switch on their video.
Including Dr. Sukanya, our moderator. Kindly unmute your video.
Congratulations, sister. Congratulations, Debjani. Wonderful. Congratulations, Shrirupa.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations to
wonderful.
You all. Wonderful, wonderful.
Very flawless and seamless conduct, sister. Really proud of our college. The quality.
No doubt, no doubt. Both of you have also spoken very well.
We wanted to continue more. Isn't it, Anjana? We could have added more inputs.
No doubt the coordinators, Debjani, Shrirupa, and then the...
Where is
we really missed Miss Ranisha today.
Yes. Where is Dr. Glennis? Is she there?
Yes.
And
yes,
Miss Sajani DeCosta, kindly unmute your video, ma'am, so that we can have a nice picture. And Dr. Aldina Braganza, the principal of Carmel College. May we request you? Yes, yes. Thank you. Dr. Glennis is there. And Dr. Aldina, the principal of Carmel College, may I request you to please unmute your video so that we can have a screenshot.
Dr. Aldina is not there with us in the Zoom room.
Okay.
Okay, so we had a screenshot. Thank you, everyone.
Miss Sajani.
Okay, thank you so much.
Already left.
Everyone.
They've already left.
Thank you. Yes.
So with the permission of the chair, we are concluding the session now. May we request all of you to please rise for the national anthem. Thank you, everyone.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you, everyone. Wishing you all the best for a brighter and a better future.